Ekosiisen ye bonsua wo menesempa de brane mamba obi som
Batomo asempa 94.7 FM Ekosiisen dwumedie no wasogo so a otie ne ma menna munyina ase na mensan ma munyina akwaba emfa momra asempa FM so check time 6 more minutes and it will be 5 p.m. Make us say the Honorable Kojo Edu-Asare, former MP at Denton constituency and a former presidential staffer wabekansa e studio ha sound so and Dr. James Kwabena Bonfe oye managing editor of the National Forum newspaper or executive director Emma Census chief executive Edema Census Nansaya, if you remember, they issued a writ at the Supreme Court to seek to injunct the committee proceedings, looking into the allegations against the Chief Justice. The committee looking into, that's what I said.
We were injuncting that committee pending the determination of our case.
Of your
which
case,
is that the president, any council of state, kwanya omo fa so say omo establish prima facie nyade no. You share article 146 no any related provisions bi no mo a if you say intremu bi ba na omo tene nema bi a ebe ye ntia no
that substantive case is still pending. Very well.
By na kra na ye ko file a statement of case.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Sounds so and Patriot Dennis Miracles Abuaje Abekansa.
I mean, shall be. That means now. One mommy, we know my miniaje, title no miniaje. Patriots.
Oh yeah.
Patriots.
Aid to the former vice president.
Patriots.
Onoswa Abekansa it was studio ha. But quickly, be touch on the trending story now. The presidency issued a statement, and it's not a statement, I mean actually a letter. Apparently that letter was written on the 23rd of this month. It got to the Ministry of Health on the 26th of this month, which letter sought to revoke the appointment of a nominee earlier no Penny Apao no say onko survey on the governing board of the National Health Insurance Authority. NHIA and swearing in of the board Ebaso, where that name which was supposed to have been revoked included in there. Already now a huge social media storm was on about this lady, the credentials, the academic qualifications has been under the radar over the last few days. Inti acquiring sembebre and questions are being asked all over the place. Oko social media, almost every two poster will be on social media back on air about Madam, so I don't know, because the presidency first letter announcing members of the board no used the designation Dr. Anne Sansa Dali. But I will share the letter revoking her appointment now, not Dr. no enka into Anne Sansa Dali. Kabila, I'll start with you as a person who is deep into governance issues. The way it was saying, is it something that, an error we can just correct and move on as a country, and now say a very serious issue?
Well, Frip, or say Bonsu, Frip.
Thank you.
Me practically yes. Sampai elder brothers because Frip Pine. I know Bunny James say I think say Ashren or something.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm Frip Pine. Obi, a family, na me shall say na maka say in same be say and na madabia me kasafa the national security and intelligence architecture. Organizations like IOCO, OSP, problematic as I find them.
Yes.
On the basis of their origination, and as a choir ye fast so be one in breach of the directives of the constitution.
Yes.
In amending Article 88, where they draw their strength from. That notwithstanding, Aduma be say, and necessary komu boa, Emma omampani na appointment a oye nipa wo bo mudin ihwehwemu a ye be ye no omba boa masane because you are undercover operatives and I say investigative bodies. National security nankasa BNI and I say the NIB sanye me ena say look na many penny be a din common say the whole function of intelligence and national security is the safety of the country. Values, your aspirations, they say ya mamrei ye di janso ye on my mano sign na omo boama ya boban ena regime agenda mampani mahama bae wo say opeso sacha na emamu opeso ye we anyway mu na mo be ye hwehwemu wo mramu say de mampani de asi na so opeso ye emra kwan so de na ebetimi aye afa akira aboban aboano. So that's the first leg. The second leg ehunya pa ye normally in intelligence for no they respond to political direction. The intelligence community is as good as their appointor. Some company by wire restructuring. There were about 50 generals they've been retired ahead of their time. It's going to be a cost to the state because we appointed somebody at a very low rank in terms of the generals. Oh, the officer, all right. But for brigadier general, omo amaka 2-star general for na kodu nyina say we retire omo because they can't take instruction from him. Yeah, yes, anime. Now, no, what was it directing? What was it informing? Mampani ne strategy oye mampani di tumi amano. Enti yebe man ho kwa my de oye. Now, how is it translating into some of these things? Say anya bia even social media some ne ba na obi wo kind no listener bia or taking note bia no will point out the discrepancies. A glare say government goofed. Social media started coming me credentials once and at what point ena mampania so ehu ye mampania so ehu ya wo mo a trokrata wo say 22nd and 23rd
and the first letter
revoking
revoking year 23rd.
Yes,
but the first letter appointing no 19th. The ministry received it on 22nd May.
Okay.
And the swearing in was done on 27th May.
That's yesterday.
Yesterday, but before the swearing in,
there had been a revocation.
No,
Acco.
The letter revoking was written on 23rd May.
That's right.
It was received on 26th May.
So in between the office of the president and the Ministry of Health, how did it take 3 days or 4 days for the receipt of that issue, governance issue? And now we receive also swearing in and no. And Mamini did that to whom?
Mamini din wo omo yes.
Yes, so no.
We are told she was not physically present.
Yes, but her name was there.
Her name was there. Yes.
It raises further issues. You see, governance, good governance, is about communication, direct, undercover, and making sure say there's prompt, proactive response. Proactive response. And you go to Crawford. Yeah, teaching Crawford. Aya bajimbre time na yes hanyama no.
But the two are not mutually exclusive.
Say you kwa teaching Crawford.
If the situation demands say
obi aya reactive. Yeah kwa coach obi no aya reactive. There can be proactive if you pick intelligence say somebody is preparing to maybe
commit crime.
To commit a crime. And I say nipa no pese otu o amrani ade na yatimia ya undercover. That those ones are there, but sabi crime will be aye. Ye friend no aye abusa no nano. One intelligence agency, in fact, the police, rightly so, they have more authority than Yoko. They have more authority than OSP. And I have an issues with that. I have big issues with OSP Yoko existing in our governance system.
With the power of arrest. No?
Yes, not only the power arrest, their whole existence and drawing from the consolidated fund. They are duplicating functions. And if you don't take care, you have issues bled. And another matter, perhaps we may even consider approaching the law lords on that issue. But that's another matter. But the Americans say, limits. Bia na sebi ye FM. And back to Mampani and Samami Asamia Abbey. Look, Me a hormone so influence on government part.
Yes.
The third part, ye mu binu mu sebi. Minkuta medical degree. Na masha se frame ho medical doctor. Madwene ni se obi anhunu da. Sebi. Enemre mu ayi wo mu. Se aboaje ene nimi nkoda bremu from Kintampo a kwaje wote hey onim wakomienu bi obefre wo mu a na kwamra mu ye sure say oye we that it will be brought out. Obi me that's why sometimes nema bi won mu a say uye bibi unye nwie na ya starting na the frel me pesa de no cry if you have observed to be this to be that because you haven't done it, you are not yet there. Why are we in a rush now? Why ya ene wona wada pa daddy na de ehuom ne se e am pasa maami ana awurai o de sa bodini edi djuma fa ya pomude hu nsem ba bia o mo ho am akokan that is the danger. Dr. Sansa Dali was doctor at Ajiringano Health Link Hospital. She treated my brother at the hospital 2 years ago. Oseboso. Make us say ya obi adome de dance ya kakra bremi. So and let me say, bria ye womi, the internet does not forget. We live in a global village. Martin Luther King Jr. and our troll let be from Birmingham jail. Or say we are caught up in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment called destiny. What affects one directly affects all indirectly. Anti tasa me ana mentias ye. Na ya pray ho pray anyama anywhere thinking that we can escape. In fact, nipa bi e de ye adwuma for years. Ebinun kura wu omu wu achi na yaku say ade no no se ode nam ni nyina no enye no kre. Bi wo kura ho no ma ya na yeti ye. Say ono no okosua ye. But one wie nso onim de ne kakra. But one wie nyina achi no enam say wo classmates bi ni ade wo no nti on de nam odi tu no say oye. And because of that familiarity na ya assume say oye no, some have gone to the extent of arguing before the Supreme Court as lawyers. Actually kra na ebe sa na ko wie da ben. Na number ye saying aya neman kitinkiti bi de eyi nipa no ba. Engineers sometimes pharmacists. And it calls for a question of your morals as a people. Nana na me di we say obi your constitution way. Last year 1st July Republic Day Ghana fapem da pa na the former Minister for National Security Francis Poku o ma lecture bi wo Bema camp na oboni nyina tofa ya mamra no say in the name of Almighty God we the people, this is the foundation of the law. Oko kai Romans 13 was a mumra mo wase akra nyina if you say nyame edi mu na wo mo ekuta tumi edi djuma no omu di djuma na ye ma odo entra yimu enti say nyame di mu ene yen ye ho ene yen mintimi nkodi miracles bone mintimi ndi kwodo bone minni obi bone eno no nyame som yamamra no to for bono no na me bida bia de me bisa me say aso press before titi bi omde de me yi so nyame na last census report, population and housing census report between 2010 and 2021 na Ghana the population of Christians and Muslims put together a jump from 88.8 to 91.4. We if you want see a G sumbi di other beliefs, religious beliefs, and also Ekobes 6%.
Okay.
And one way G and another di me share tabulation na obi Kamako say 100% of Ghanaians we believe in one religion or the other, believe in the supremacy of the Almighty God. Why is that religion taking us to? Why is our spirituality? Then your life, you know, deceptive say. nipa timi hwe ne yonku ninia bonnet modern onkonkowu no wu a ena yede ne nkwane be kan de ho ana kai dabi
James Kwabnabo any attaining cano honorable Edwasare me pacho bremu you what do you think? I mean a national embarrassment and away just a little blip in correcting you moving on.
Kabila and
Miracle.
Me to me friend Dr. Bonfell.
Sir. But on the end he's ended.
Me see me to me friend.
Kabila na
Kwabna me friend Doctor.
Na no from that
Manu crab be fun. Tino. Me can Kabila mo
I don't know.
Enemy near Dennis miracles. Me chobia. And ye cruise a good back door Dominic ne
yes.
A friend said Chune other guy in Benghazi, yeah.
But Obi, just before, to be fair to government, was it my coming way? The fact that government now back out quickly to rectify it, is a good step. But man in the hobium, man being signed, man be.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make that point. So that is why I see him say I have been negative or
Obi.
Yes, honorable.
There were one or two issues we have to be quickly. Pharmacists, Sweden pharmaceutical companies, Yomutundru. Dollar na ba form. They shouldn't among your someone on tea. Me see. Because it's like Bianca Yenintino Omaidi and they are fleecing the system. Mi pamocho a draw uyi a dianini a drawer. A lot of people spend more money on medicines than on food items. And a boo I can't say like families are struggling because of I'm saying pharmaceutical bills and ya pa mucho ma omusubani nkoye America for the any bina yetimi ma yare bi kra bana ya pa anu edro ne ne keka ka ho no mo de minu say na Kabila kan nyamisro wo mu. So they should let it show. Na Ghana fonya dollar na ba form because most of in ro no mo de ba no dollar ya na omo de kra e de ba. Nti no se dollar na ba form a omo nhwe BP no no there are people who are living on it for life.
Steroid position that cannot immediately reflect. Steroids are the Madonna. You are aware. Now that's we are aware. Then they are confirmed by a steroid. So it's a while.
What the rather said, they say a old stock no more tongue. But I said you can say and they were imported what crabby and there.
As I said, that's what he's saying. And Marcus, we should agree with him.
As I said, almost share that part. The second other group, almost the dollar no who, like almost $5 no who the CC Ghana for a very long time, and it's like here in Kasanti, they have had a field day. DSTV. DSTV.
I said, Omono, and yet a product in elastic demand.
They use exchange rate to increase.
Massa.
Massa.
Obi, me say dollar cost ra 1 week on better so. Dollar cost in the last one year or there about in fact 2024 till a yoma to so 3 times already. This is the 1 year space of 1 year. And dollar was the factor. Ntino, please. Omutia, this is the time they have to adjust the figures. That Ghana for Nyansun Faso. Nigeria, DSTV will hold.
Yes.
Sony.
Yes.
They pay about half of what we pay here.
So they make up with population, with numbers.
They make up with what?
With numbers.
And they watch what?
The same things we watch. But say on the subscriber rates, they was saying yeah. You understand?
So you know what? You know people are what people are doing. They are importing.
I know illegal way. Oh yeah, I know.
They are importing it from Nigeria.
No,
please, now if you are creating this hike,
Can it be a crime?
how is it not a crime?
If I bring nobody, sorry, into send me the UK phone number.
Yes.
About Ghana, I'm your room and have I committed a crime? So long as I buy credit.
No, but that's not what people are doing.
No, but
What
that is
is
what
the
they are
same
doing.
thing?
They are using a DSTV decoder. That is the same thing. It's a DSTV decoder. And they pay their bills.
Omo bills or jurisdiction specific.
No, it's not. It's not. What crime would I have committed if I come to Ghana with a mobile phone and a UK number in the works? What crime would I have? And I pay for it. And yes, I'm using illegally.
They pay.
What's your bill?
But it goes to
My
Nigeria.
service provider is in Nigeria. How is that a crime?
you see, so to avoid some of these
the
things,
difference is
why
so
don't
huge.
you, friends, rationalize the rates? Now, how it doesn't matter. What I say, please, these are the 2 a year me person me address it.
August na him for say and on also call pharmacy mo acquire the same argument how you pharmacy also challenge.
Are you
dollar na ba form tin no so
challenge no the same thing. Next yom back 30 cedis. Still, are they? Oh.
Omo chamber of pharmacy.
They are just I said yeah cost no
As a pharmaceutical society.
You throw for 80 to 15%. Crowd they haven't heard. Omunjaisa.
Okay.
Omunjaisa because throw for no fuel. Inti ena fuel price aba from inti na omonso omate omodia so. Nti ade na omode omuntiminti omo fuel no enya time a ebinum twi omode buy please. Omunjaisa ansem nekeka. Obi, let's go to the story.
Yes.
You feel say my first issue, Kabila dealing with it. This is a pure national security lapse, I would say. If you said this one, it shouldn't have happened. And, you know, we know, say, it's not something spontaneous.
Yeah.
So, it takes a while. And some of these names have gone through some process. Could be Council of State.
And even when it was in consultation with the Council of
What I say, and you know, having gone through that route, you don't expect
it is supposed to. Whether it actually
the
goes
statement said.
Obi,
The official statement.
They may benefit of doubt.
Yes.
They say if that is supposed to be the channel.
I know. But listen
Whether
to the
it is actually
I write
went
to
through.
inform you that the President of the Republic, following consultation with the Council of State,
Obi, I'm saying,
Yes.
I'm not doubting what you have read.
Yes.
I'm saying benefit of doubt. This is the route that
But
is
did it
communicated.
actually
Did it actually happen? It's another matter. That's what I'm
that's fine.
saying.
That's
Ah.
fine.
Yeah. You know, yes, Anana, you know, it's like it sets your teeth on edge, you know, because it's like you know the right thing. Now, what Tanasiama BBC SC, you know, it makes it difficult for one to want to defend anything, you know. For me, social media was awash with this lady's stories surrounding her. There's that, as we can all tell from the correspondence, maybe between the ground floor and the minister's floor, some friends saying lateness immediately be before the kind of say inauguration was done. And I'm just like Kabila said, we are all happy, say promptly the government has responded, withdrawn the kind of say appointment and whatever it is. But we don't have all the facts. It is going to be difficult to sit here and make someone look like he's not what or she's not what she's, you know. Because as a doctor, it me the amount of doctor near the aesthetics are shown. What I say? Yeah, doctor no say chichi. As there is no say chichi.
I mean, I got to say sometimes.
What I say? Doctor no all right too, but it's a say chichi. Exactly. You know, say doctor no should be owa. And no. When throw doctor no friend di kan ye throw di ni we na the PhD na nti no wo hia obi waka cha say na ana say nti no say Ghana hanso de doctors no hapa. We have a whole lot. Me see crowd schools we are church me Bianca me pe Bianca.
Professor Doctor Binimche.
Akabana obetina Doctor Hwan. I mean it's an honor when bia would need bia why for society na. Yeah,
proper university.
Amount that accreditation. Say Charlie why you be mana so society edim eni intino ye gina sa so na ya de abo abaso e decide the atare udin ho ana bi but no so mpo no usually
it's not even used
because abroche ankasa minimum abo PhD na ankasa kra no they don't call them doctor this or doctor that. They prefer their first names.
It's true.
What I say? And teachers are what to say.
Your titles,
because
your scholarship,
PhD, no, and normal to a large extent. In Kolan, you know, Bobby. You know, who started?
Normal, but enough from
America. Some na make come. I'm talking about
PhD.
They say a normal. I mean, a BBA. That's what I'm trying to say. People, oh yeah, lectures in our money. Oh, please. Let's no, me can't say anything, but let's answer the song.
I said law school for
please.
I said law school for I said I didn't know.
I know who's the court to be law school. No, there's a court to be. Yeah, so from our far away so na na NCB because I think say NDC in government just say we've had just say you from one and this you can't say
elementary mistakes
shouldn't be things that should be associated with us to that extent because your national security architecture as a country and as NDC the way your security system your bomb by my way you know I think say as I say this time around we prove ourselves way better now. Couldn't me issue na kan na we no
into area ye be no so
okay
why area ye be no so
because can be and I would like to
area ye be no so but just coming in US embassies around the world have been instructed to pause student visa appointment in the way US embassies around the world, this is what CNN is reporting now, have been instructed to pause student visa appointments. You understand?
What call visa appointment?
As a student, if you're when you're admission in the school, or per appointment with US embassy, I interview when you visa kono. The instructor muso munyi na pause. Donald Trump ne American universities bantana Ekosiisen no. Uno say already my instructions say Harvard should no longer accept foreign students. I think it's becoming a big story now. It is and when you admission to an American university, na se unya o visa dada. Yeah, you need to probably have a rethink because that's where we are now. I thought I should put that across.
School. Let's do our.
I think ultimately it will come to that.
Build the universities, to that level. We are not just churning out mass production of graduates. Yet application driven. Courses.
Yes.
What I say now, I mean, it's so demeaning. So, utu krum na just say me bani be American citizens until they omunya that chance na omukọ fine, but say Ghana amu school or Ghana na me feel said is to stay here. What I say, I'm also call here Jumani be omu rural system no yam papa omu tri any idea. No, so they should learn the tenets of the Ghanaian system. And yet time behind the big journey, and I'm happy that the $1 no so bad form. So that the motivation to want to bring dollars from Abuja to Ghana, no.
That is if we can sustain a form now dollar now.
That is the first thing you people want to do. It looks as if you guys positives into time. You want the negative things to happen.
You are basing on this to make a comment that has long-term impact.
It doesn't matter. So this one can be long-term, provided we will protect it. So why do you want to be happy for it today?
But who says I'm not happy?
You are not. You people, we can't be saying, baby, I'm coming to assembly.
But what?
I see you see the steroids. One thing.
There's a difference between facts and what you believe in. I stated facts.
Anything.
Your money stories. That one.
I know your fact. I free.
Okay.
Oh, based on what? Is it from the real sectors?
You see,
not.
Let me tell you. You're digressing and you're bad.
But I mean, on this story, and then I'll come back. Miracles. My minty on the.
Is that minty or
anyway,
the message with my name.
Obi.
Yes.
On this lady.
No question say me. I've been following the ladies issue, and what to me say a sophistication a woman no ma dey because me and this one honestly
on no level of sophistication and
on no level of sophistication no. Honestly because you see no crapa say appointments in there. Fap issue way ma or mampeni. I mean, Mama is not my best of friends, but I did be that's almost the last week. But I was telling you something about decentralization and how the president appoints DCs. But
yeah, of course.
He doesn't have to know everybody.
You have been there.
Yes, and I don't think that it will be fair. Say you do way better, but the man handless, no, because Obi na recommended, no, and when I have a problem, a lot of presidents, FM.
Ultimate responsibility.
What I say, a lot of problems a presidency feel because one ultimate responsibility in here. So I just say, we know the year you be essentially John Mahama and Namne say, you no na kesi wo o mampeni ekufu da ben so anko no akra ba betwe Facebook. No abi tweet. What I say. Na never be say sia. Oh, na dey see ehun bebre. Never be say sia. E ya na me feel say obenya suehun bi efrim no dey tu no hofo. Last time I was watching one video of your foreign affairs minister autistic here Adrian say na buying banners so you see private jet or be resign. Yeah, train still or be resign. I think that when these things happen, I say on to be very honest, Oshe Mamena.
Yes.
And your man pinu kwa no de adada no. E ade de adada nipa bebre. O de atena
obi the plane bill be abro.
O de atena obi
the private bill be abro.
O man penu egu fa de o meli bre o.
Anasa no ka na it.
O meli bre wa de.
Na ye na it.
O de
me say obi the one who
o meli bre o egu fa de na be no ye kala be. Egu fa de na be no ye kala be.
No, I'm asking you. Yes. Well, bill be a consolidated fund. So,
but did you see a bill in Akufo-Addo's case?
Massa, Oman Amba Parliament.
Yeah, bro. Have you Amba
Parliament?
Now, wait, are you consolidated? After see, no. You see that is that is why we make it more dangerous.
Consolidated fund.
And we make it even more dangerous.
What will make it dangerous? What will make it dangerous? Tell me.
What interest?
What will make it dangerous?
What interest has that individual got? You forgot it.
When you have benevolence, stop it.
No. It's okay. If you and four His Excellency. This is what I will do. Say you now some person discuss the issue here, we can do it. But let him finish. Mama.
we no be ha okujota black okay but say the ba obi we distracted
and sasa
she me say
yes
omampeni ya appointment omampeni ya appointment me say yes and the other thing so they say so obi edeswa omampeni mahama na nsem bia in the past can equalify your so yen niama otherwise honestly speaking board members na appoint no obekom kwa na bia 2 pe na omampeni no ko nim obi na afa eche de di na ko so I just say obi na ene kwa mo so mbobo di no mo say papa big girlfriend no say ni ade
chai mischief no
oh man oh ba wo so distract me ba o we distract me say almost
no be why say why
oh
I'm money one
oh ba ona when they
no you are being mischievous stop it
oh mango no say a lot of sugar say push adrenaline no na mo tre mama bi edi oh how they say
almost say
impersonations ne sani am we tasi eya dey hard drink ene ebi omo ye dey ombe say justice ye wo okay tell them ye no bo sorry for justice ye bo ade ene dey like hard drink because obi na dey aswa but we be even the entire civil near fraudulent unu say me call Legon me we Legon
Oko University of Ghana
because University of Ghana me ya call Legon oga obi any me
Ghana only
University of Ghana University of Ghana
oh master me so
because University of Ghana Legon
by a very
University of Ghana Legon
sure
also year school 2008 that means no the mechi back more level 400 no level 300 obi tama me University of Ghana as at 2007 me we no na any program bi a friend BSc in tourism management
now uhwe ne kwa BS ne si nka ho
I say bia ono na broche star no show
BS
what I say but sister you to me aka say 2008 no ono ye BS e tourism management wo Legon which is also not true in fact and draw me to boss hwe ne niam anim and I suspect one hokra edu baby a e say e fa no na ye hwe say bia who say people who like to live a certain life sometimes mental health issues you know Ghana we are taking mental issues some people are able to live as if they are something that they are not
usually born out of inferiority
is there because Okofa picture be from
the undesirable syndrome
Okofa picture be from Johns Hopkins website you know or your Photoshop you know he student back picture no the picture shame no they abo edemu ho so I just say na senia I don't know them stethoscope say they don't come ground who pelt to say we no on your professional so I just say and na sorry office one na the videos in the na come na we yinechi no I mean doctor for yes sir training no be you be training we na we training be America until me hu ya na minim say bibi kakra wo ba how she was able to outwit the entire state apparatus no media my call is that because of this national security and background check of all the president's appointees no more for reporting because the president may be misled in several other spaces.
Check those with Nyash.
So I just say they may be misled in several other spaces.
And check those with Nyash.
Especially onto boards, no?
Yes.
But also for ministers, the end there.
On a meeting,
so mama go through parliament.
On a president's representative, the president decides to
give it to anybody
or person representing.
But boards are
boards
specific people to be.
Obi help me say Chroma, who are Mampenia, a told be a who Moboka crowd. Edino Crano or Mampenia signing of say Uncle Type. Edu a baby, that's how. Near Mississippi,
Enyaba out we so.
Oh, to me, Obi, possible. And normally, no man penny nipa 2030. Only time or show munina. Into no bidi. Bakumi, you be a coshim, no be a piabiashim. Nipa Bromunia appointment, your man penny at the moment. Omo, many. Baby, your man penny, Nunda, some dishim. And some dimba, now others say, honorable dress out to this Wakoda, you name himself.
You see a type, you
so I just say, now how can lady you be on NHIA board? Now you know no dress I so train.
Oh,
but we are hoping say whatever it is, no. On no dress I didn't, but I said you to
I wouldn't be interested.
I said you to because
when the lady's appointment was revoked, Nipa or my name is uncle replacing lady. No? You need to see his.
To be the minister.
You need to see his.
To be the minister,
the CV is solid.
Obi now be some question say, "Ebani sign na lady jump on winina, jump on no dress I winina." When the child one of the lucrative boards.
Yes.
Because of network. Waka reason no me to cannot. Eti Obi mesrel. Maybe I think say the national security and the BNI.
Yes.
These are the areas I saw would focus on. So I just say, yeah, politicians no mutata yen no so. Yeah, bear 1%. You do 1% of the population pool. For now, they should do these things to help the president. Because a lot of people are walking around this country with fake Nyamanyama Obi. Nipa bebre are walking around this country with fake credentials. And I wish I said almost everything about the lady is fake. Including the most prominent thing in her videos.
Which is?
What I said, you know, fake.
Which is a prominent one?
But that most prominent thing, might not be fake after.
Oh, but I say no. Omo will be nuclear sign. Ekutra edi kakra.
Okay. Now kaka.
What's my guys? I'm call Presby. Call Presby school. Abuaji Dennis. Tell me careful. Obinti, I honestly think say Omampeni has done the right thing by revoking it.
Okay.
But it tells you how porous the fourth floor is when it comes to these things. And this concerns is being raised for several times. Even how some of the letters come out, sometimes the wording in the letter, sometimes basic errors. I think say they should look at it. To be very honest, it's early days yet. Ejuma way, obie ni wa ye wo no ye de ma no. Me de bia me kama sem niam bebre ho en this ye de be nyomo. Nti niam bia ye generic no. Omo ankom no beti ayen. What I say, but me no, I won't hold on to it. It's a big matter. The whole state has been deceived and misled. It's a big mutumi ko chi adenta kumia hemachi. Charge a man here false publication. We I saw them. Because they were misleading on Mampenino, the president of the state.
And the council of state.
And the council of state.
And national security.
We're misleading workers and national security for. When there's a much, and ya him a chair, most sorry, number the past 7, 8, mu intimidate obi, munim pass a brandy amokochini. And ya dear be a cocoa baby, but mu show the power keke. So I just move show the power keke. If you don't much in a what do you want to be?
Yes, yes,
me would have said Momunjai.
Yes.
Oh no, Matthias, I come 1,234 days.
Yes.
1,234 days. So I just 1,234 to the cost to us. Way, one of the main reasons why up to now you go to trial letter justice here. Almost 30 years from that time. Almost 30 years. Obia. One of the most prominent contestants at that time was Honorable Duasare. Not to be sent behind the justice here, boy. I'm going to picture account. Honorable Duasare, Mimi Chrome latte. I know, yeah. It's a printer, this way. Printer. My bad, no, Mr. Stella, my ignore. But what I'm saying on Tunche, Obi, whatever the issue is, the lady needs to be checked. It shouldn't just end with revocation. I think that she needs to be checked. Because
further investigation and possibly criminal.
Oh, you can't prosecute. Me honestly speaking, I think that I don't think say. Oh yeah, pepe. Me in Canada, very honestly, I don't think say because Obi, me share no montage bio TV so. I just say who so a medical doctor. Now the men who say the men who so on your pepe and say, oh dear, apart from the first we try and trust our Johns Hopkins no. What's also so GPA 4.0.
From Charles Hopkins.
No, but it cannot be. No, Doc. Check. Any black girl
4.0
from Ghana. John, black girl from Ghana. Johns Hopkins 4.0. You Google with you. That story remember?
Yeah.
You Google with you. That story remember?
She would have been interviewed. Or be a superstar with US.
4.0.
Medicine.
I just say na okase ayi ni degree no crowd BS. Na BS no. Say come hwehwe bi say.
Na Ola girls no so koye no. Oye general as literature o. You know the film one koye Johns Hopkins. Into oye literature e wo Ola girls. You know be tourism or Lagos no to koye medicine or Johns Hopkins.
Oh, na America.
You know koye no. Okonya 4.0. You know koye no okonya 4.0. GPA. So I just say now the 4.0 alone the biggest red flag e was Johns Hopkins. It would have been news. In fact, no it can possible say be uncle obako ye dwuma we be NASA hospital ana bibi. Ye nja wo sa ma on baga na me NHIA board. America for nja wo ma 4.0 Johns Hopkins medicine en Ghana.
O de ye trust so
Ghana for be America din komo krada.
Obi me I think that whatever the issue is no.
Very well.
Honorable do sorry call back on bomo de no hu mampeni. We the national security matter. On the onja ne de nko men nko kana sem no. Don't catch your mampeni say osre no. This issue of porosity when it comes to the presidency must be dealt with. Obi is way too much.
Let me 1 minute.
Oh,
on the same when issue? It comes to these appointments, like you said earlier, and you call president.
No, the time on dealing with it,
and you know they decided say most of them cry institutional representation.
Yeah.
Institutions now. Representatives
but when I institutional
presidential.
Yes.
Institutional representation difference also now president nominate me. Even that you can say president be nominate doesn't mean say these are all the year which I recommended from the minister at the minister's level.
No, but,
and then the president.
But whoever misled the president is the one to be investigated and dealt with, sanctioned.
But
and here the lady.
Oh yeah, we are.
Now, didn't do quite. Let India say, "Many is an argument."
Oh yeah, we are.
But people now, or the lady no koi no, or not necessarily because he is the president's nominee. Me na koye ebia trade union rep aka the problem but on man penny nominees be me enu ensape no that dey me yakwa say on doctors and Dr. Rollins and all the same list so on man penny nominees no
they are health professionals with expertise in health insurance.
Yes.
I don't know the way I'm seeing PPA and
Dr. Rollins.
No, the way I'm
no agaufa o de onobo do
obi seeing PPA and with expertise in the scene
somebody misled the president and I think that's what the president needs to do with
Verwesa Obi, she's a friend to one of my family members in New York, and she's always held her in high esteem that she is a medical doctor in California. I was telling her it's not true yesterday with evidence, and she showed me their conversation and even videos that she's really a medical doctor. I am shocked. Hey, right there, I don't worry situation.
How come say the person's nomination was revoked on 23rd? The ministry received it on 26th, and yet she was sworn in on 27th. The lady must be powerful.
Obi.
No, but she was not present.
It doesn't matter.
Her name and picture is on the website.
Obi. This your friend saying deliberate. He trying to find something complicated about this whole thing. Masha,
sorry. Now where's simple matter? Wait, a friend is saying Adenta Kumi crowd in the new Didn't Adenta Kumi see judges in a restaurant? Interested parties, judges in a restaurant. What are you talking about? No, I am not saying. But it is unfair for you to. It's unfair for you to trivialize this lady's matter, especially when the entire national security and the president has been misled. This is the president's nominee for Christ's sake.
The longer you talk about it, then what?
And not here. Don't also forget, Obi, it's not just an issue of say you revoke you. This is fraudulent. This is somebody that is fraudulently walking around with certificates only. It's a serious matter.
What's your proof?
Proof of what?
Of what you are.
The universities have responded. John Hopkins University has responded. They've responded.
Ghana Medical and Dental Council in Ghana.
American Medical, they've responded. Honorable, it's a serious matter. It's a high national security issue.
Hi, Obi. I recently had an accident and I'm taking anti-inflammatory medication that can cause gastric problems. To alleviate these issues, I'm currently taking Nexium tablet to neutralize the stomach acid. However, Nexium is quite expensive, as Swagger said. Nexium's main compound is omeprazole. I have now switched to a generic unbranded version of omeprazole from the UK, which is more affordable yet equally effective. Good evening to Honorable Kojo Eduasare, Mr. Mike Bonsu.
But you can tell the difference.
So, UK Diana Okano. Okay.
Baku, you know, I don't know, but maybe a Jinidi. So, when you are used to that, it's difficult to switch.
Yeah, that's true. Obi, diplomacy becomes child's play when propaganda is the motivation. Embassies are supposed to be Ghana outside Ghana. So did Honorable Ablakwa consult with the president? And if he did the president sanction this embarrassment? And is the president happy now? By the way, the action of this so-called doctor is criminal. She's an imposter. So what due diligence did the president do? Or it was job for the boys as usual? Sampine, former mayor, Kumasi. Nidia. We say, Obi, imagine this was under President Akufo-Addo and the NPP. Honorable Eduasa would have baked Nana Addo on the bakery this evening. Did I hear him say, this is not a serious issue, so we shouldn't discuss it? Please allow miracles to flow. Master Planner Junior, Ewo Kintampo, and Odiwe Abraying. We say, Obi, the lady is okay. In the Stanley, your message cannot be read sincerely. We say, Obi, good evening to you. Please kindly send a glorious happy birthday to Erica Aseda Ampao, aka Mamiya in Coventry. She's 5 years old today, from her mom Angela Kosuya Konedua Mwako and her dad Nana Yao, aka Blackie, Master Planner, Master P, Ewa London, and Odiwe. But finally, we say, Obi, hope you're doing well. Please, the said doctor, does she have a license? They have to check whether truly she is a genuine doctor. And secondly, where she has worked has as a doctor before, I mean a health center. Okay, my name is Charles Kobler, AC technician of Mandela's Ghana Limited, was Pentex Road, and on the way up praying. We say, Obi, kindly call on the president and national security to rather focus on stopping the looming danger among Bono and Asante. I think I read this one. And I'm Enra or the message we ba Emma Yekaye. Ma Yemrana Metwasu in Komo. There are still a number of issues on our table. One, the issues involving Chairman Wuntumi. Also, Ghana Embassy in Washington, D.C. closure and matters arising in Samoa Egu Yapnoso. This time, no? Okay. Mami shall see him free miracles for this time. Miracles. Any of the.
But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, to know where you come. Is there why into there? Meaning which of them episode the shall say either they won't to me one or the Ghana Embassy, Washington.
Obi,
very well.
Obi, to be very honest, I have always held the view that you were 2025. Every year, Biano, as a country, as a CEO improving, there is always a justification and a reason to do certain things. Always, there would always be one. In fact, what is happening is that it is preparing another justification for a future retaliation. But the question I ask myself is, when do we stop? And I think last week I even started asking that question. Say, when do we stop? Say, on my, okay, Obi, a buying fee, say, Chema to be a ABB. It's a police trauma. No? And I find what the CID did as the most civil thing in every civilized democracy. I'm trying a letter. In fact, I'm trying the crown. I've seen a copy of the letter. Chema to me respond, yes, I don't know, available to every Monday. Monday, no sooner pepe or buy. Adiachi or sign by. It's if Yoko, Ana, NIB, Ana, National Muhiana. In fact, what you could have done in Ponise, you could have passed the message even on to the police. Say, oh, we are, you are just across the road. No, I drive it, no, I baho. Mo pese mo ne drive mo na mo drive mo ne ko ba obi sa Rambo style sa dia abaswa say nkrofo bi embuefu ni ade obi and na obi sa o ka mo the only thing make can say 2017 mu ye bi indeed 2013 nso mu ye bi 2012 nso mu ye bi 2008 mu ye bi 2000 mu ye bi. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So there would always be a justification because I said 2017 MPP will be in a year. Kai say, wow, ye chama wuntum we no so no. What prepare 2028, 2032, Obi, even if it's 2070, what prepare to go? Are you ready for that? Who knows why you're ready now? I don't see why the person is being investigated or has been invited by the CID and you are looking for the person. You must go through this Rambo show. It's like you want to show the person where power like Obi. All these things they do, you better on do kwa for theater you are on to normally now. It's like as a young for you know in this Chamawun to me matter is the NDC food soldiers who are the biggest winners, not Ghana's democracy. They are not doing it for Ghana. They are doing it to please the food soldiers. Omo ya mamu food soldiers any aje. But the question is oh yeah Chamawun to me kai say or no to nechita for try to who. Obi aka be 1234 days. Obi for France beba. Hey Obi Okaya in the year 2017 ye kwa kopem 2017 December yes NDC egu e woko social media bibi kakra bi a Ekufado be ya na NDC egu Ekufado person egu NDC better opposition for 42 years NDC will be in opposition for 50 years. Who would have thought? I want one person that can tell me say ye two about year 2017 2018 2019 no bet me prophesy say John Mahama is excellency best abe company. Who? John Mahama was the most disliked human being in this country in the year 2016. But he's president again. Into what yes, we are. Catch on say what we are doing now, no? We are simply setting up 2028 or 2032 per cry in 2000 for another similar showdown. And then you do some time, so yes, we are the ways to justify. When do we stop? Mate say you see Yoko for reason for arrest here because you see Chama almost say what I'm hearing and they say you see Chama want to me road contract be a necessary here and the Exim Bank Obi una a lawyer say Chama want to me Cocoa board for road contract. That's what movies 1 year you the soldier for becho and you Cocoa board for road court. In fact, you don't even see Chama want to be as a person, you see the organization company. Who do you want to say you person you will now no, it will be up to your lawyers to remove that veil. But it is Chamawun to this company that you will sue. What is this drama? As NDC for are in a certain popularity contest. Say, every week be an story be ba. Obi, if you are looking for Chamawun to me, like the CID did. Why? What is happening? What is this? And the justification is what? That NP before you in 2017. Were you happy? Was it a good thing? When do we stop? Or do you think that this should be the last one? Don't you think that those who are also victims now are also recording it? What's this sense of vengeance and retaliation there? I say it's all over the place. It is not in the interest of the state, Obi. And I say it's not in the interest of the state because usually when you treat legal issues like this, you don't even end well. No mining you free. Ebiana say ne ya na ma edu bo here dey ya attorney na begina TV so kai say onokra ma sentences yes edu bo here be do we na up to now omo to be file witness statement omo dey dan omo because legal cases no yenye sa Obi we are lawyer especially criminal cases ni proven enough amo the fact that you have seen Kabila putting a gun to my head doesn't mean say on fire ultimate gun no.
Or you can convict him of murder. Yes,
because the law has the understanding that indeed Kabila could have pointed a gun at my head, but somebody shot me from the other direction and I died. That must be established, and the defense lawyer can establish that no, and yes, I two we are no krano in the kuno. So you can see. And I
say he didn't have the
intent in impo. Until but when you be on video, crash will shoot you be, but that person can walk scot free in the criminal suit. Iti yebani abeka na nkofani aje ni analyze ese sika no so says you ya na asem dam sa
to be a part of the strategy.
I agree. That's why I'm saying say if it is to excite your party foot soldiers then go ahead, but to the extent that it will go ahead, it will go as far as infringing on the person's personal liberty and affecting the person's right, you know. Obi and the na because me na ya na me yem sisi because It can happen to it. And then look at how the Chief Justice of the Republic is struggling and fighting for air in her own court. You understand?
Asking for oxygen of publicity.
She's basically asking even to be heard
by her own colleagues.
By her own colleagues in her own court. You know why it is being seen as normal? It's because that is how we have set up our court to operate. Into a bit like I say, and I say, court and some here. Today, the question probably Madam Chief Justice will be asking herself, they say, are there systems and reforms I could have brought in place at the time I was there? Looking at what she's going through. Yeah. Unfair. No country should put their Chief Justice in a democratic state to put their Chief Justice through what the woman is going through. Painful. But that is our system. That is what we have all accepted to live with and live by. It's we are in this in and when you are especially what we are now in China. Are you ready for the future and what's coming? Based on the your friend is saying convention, I said my own say obi power is so the other person. Otherwise, what is Yoko's business in arresting a company's director based on an agreement or a contract that they have? Obi muna mo lawyers. That I have a contract with Cocoa Board or Exim Bank and I have breached the contract. What is Yoko doing in it? What is Yoko business in it? Shouldn't it be the company or the organization that I have the contract with taking me to court in a civil matter?
No, that is even if you are alleging a breach of the
yes, that's even and you must and when we go to court we are going to look at the contract and yes I buy and say until I make us a sanya more into the year but I feel want to want some people because a kodu court Yoko no will not be doing this machoism there. It will be the court because saying if that is what actually you are holding to me for Yekodu Kota, who to me is going to show you the contract. It is based on the contract that Judge Bebuya Semono. What is this? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we acting as if there are no laws in this country?
Tomorrow will never come.
Oh, and it's like we're on a fishing expedition. You should be up at all costs. Obi, when you go on a fishing expedition on people, you will find something on people, including those who are effecting the law now. When you go on a fishing expedition on people, you will find something on everybody. But when now we are fishing expedition, are you ready for the future? Are you aware? It's 1,234 days. Are you aware? We should have a point where we stop these things. So we to me contract. Ewo Cocoa Board Ampani Ampa, the company Hallmark, and the company ne breach contract now. Take one to me to court straight. Obi whether a criminal matter. It's not a criminal matter. Nobody can tell me it's a criminal matter. It's a civil matter. Take him to court. Naturally, where in the contract I will breach, the laws will deal with one to me for you. I'm sure, say, lawyers, but at some point, when it dovetails into criminality, then that one will also trigger. Sure. And I'm sure. But it will start from the civil end because there's a contract. You better copy maybe because you have been overpaid or you misrepresented something, then that one too, the criminal aspect will come.
Yeah.
But for now, a contract. It is the contract that we are going to use. Iyoko has no business in coming to a contract between Cocoa Board and Hallmark. No. Economic and Organized Crime Office. Economic and Organized Crime Office. A company has a contract with a road contract with Cocoa Board. The company hasn't done the work. The company has received money. It is the first line of action is for the organization to go to court and go and retrieve their money. Every baby, no be a omufise and nipano criminality be a bit more. Ebia na why then what bim. Pasa dia you claim tuo near back block your car near bio near the tuo near the sisi. Hey obi. Is that what we all want? Are we all accepting this as a practice? Honorable sorry, are you ready for this? For the future, when your party is no longer in power? If you are ready for it, continue. If you are not ready for it, let's all say there should be a stop time. There should be a cut-off point. There should be a period where this is 2025. Maybe it happened in 1998. It happened in 2000. It happened in 2005. It happened in 2009. Maybe it happened in 2014, 2013. But we are in 2025. Can we stop this and allow the laws to work? But Obi, etodebia enumguase ebefri mu beba the public shame, the public embarrassment. If the state is unable to find anything on the person, they never come back to apologize. What's saying pano? What good anymore say? And then because of internet, sadly, when it's all over the internet, want to me, showing pictures near there. And eventually, when you realize, say, when you have the whole facts, and you realize, like it's almost happening in the Dubai matter. Now that all the facts is presented, once I feel I told you on Kasebium, once I feel on my press conferences will be. So when you have the complete facts, and now you realize, say, something in Tisania. Now, what kind of know? What would you do? How do you salvage this? You would have destroyed a citizen for nothing. I am not saying, say, who to me has committed or hasn't committed a crime. Okay. I am only saying that if you should find out, and that is why Ghana, your law, no, the baseline of our law is you are presumed not guilty until proven guilty. Yeah. There is a reason why the law is drafted that way.
Or 2 more minutes.
Send your beya. No. Send your 602. Send your beya. No such injury can be meted on a citizen, because eventually when you find out, say, to me boni biaya. Obi, how do you remedy all the shame, the embarrassment, and the problem? Why are we doing this? You can impugn and assume and allege crime on everybody. But as to whether the person has actually committed a crime or not, Obi won't nim.
I know you're another thing.
It's a tobo I say. It's like make us a CID wrote to him. For me, that's the most civil way. Okoye, CID for business. I'm sure say eventually when CID feels say they have enough to prosecute him, then they will charge you and take you to court. The fact say on minor charge will not do a court just for. But why are we doing this to ourselves? Why? Why is the Iyoko and all those people the ones prosecuting a contract between and I'm only saying this on the assumption that that is the case. Okay. Prosecuting a contract between Cocoa Board and Hallmark, and who even said, say, if you want to deal with Hallmark as an organization, want to be the first person you arrest. Obi, are you following? Lawyers. The fact, who says I want to be the first person you arrest? Have you even gotten to that stage where you are removing the veil to even go after the directors of the organization? Why? Why? Yes, it was done in the past. It was done in 98. Wow. It was done in 94. It was done in 2001. It was done in 2005. It was done in 2009. It was done in 2013. Why are you doing it in 2025? To achieve what? It's now that your foot soldiers are happy. We want to be now they no court. Now who say Hallmark as an organization no hasn't done anything. Obi, who even said say a contract between Cocoa Board and Hallmark ultimately, if there is a breach, will end imprisonment? Who said?
Mamenase, Dennis Miracles Abuache. Thank you so much. Honorable Kwejedu Asare, you have your time, Bepacho.
Yo, Obi, did ya kochi untimi no? Obi Bono.
As in Iyoko for the question. No, we don't have that report.
Has he been assaulted? Only version NHIA. And we are basing our whole on what one person who we all know, and then another one will come the same person or say the bomb. Yeah, the bomb. Mostly. You see, so when such a person has made a certain allegation, and 4 men with children and wives, now you tidemuha, now you the unknown sem, a topic, and like creating a certain trajectory out of that story to want to make it look like that is what is happening.
No, but the story is that Opiefri CID, Iyoko officials fan, and Nico Iyoko.
Fine, and I'm Ibisa say in that act, no, was any law breached? Question: was any law breached? The person Iyoko Shishano. Now, Omofu said this is the way I bet me nyawa. What could share Omo mandate? To show say Omo to me and arrested any culprit in that manner? And answer saying, Obi, is this same Iyoko we are talking about? Or the house or can no the fiat be abesheni kon miracles. Oh, it happened in 2005 and it happened in 2027. Now just so or the or council no eja 50 no or we are now eja 2017 to 2024 no eja enu oba free 2025 no do 2013 now we trust. You see, me no but I will say it. Your current chief of staff, Julius Debra, 2017. Huh? Oko Iyoko, by 20 times. Iyoko akoniapa, by 20 times. Moti dedebi. And I'm going to end this phone him. Huh? I don't want to tell you how his home was invaded and things just say you breaky me fee. What you say? Chief of staff be just a month earlier. Na Ghana hanyina chief of staff. Uti Dedebi from NDC. Because a state institution and okoye juma wom and omufu se as I say yeba ebe hwehwe bibi mu and omu ye akoni aba o twaye so ye yipo de enra kwa no ko 24 hours and amusu me say akoni aba every morning 6 a.m. we say 8 a.m. na oti hobetna hwa ye boss 6 onya wi o nothing ye do kotena demu da no wo na obi abebie na wa hwe anim na wa pie na akatum na ati ho o pensu ani abebisa o pensu ni abrel sa 6 bo ani yesi ko ochina no pasan bra what former chief of staff it no say ye mra juma ne ye dia. Let us place the law where it belongs. And let's stop this propaganda. As if say ye ku to me Iyoko. Who is doing that? Adenta kumi ye kwachi ni obibu no. And I say ni yiri enya your friend saying what is all this? No famoja bia antre say miscarriage bi. Of course, I don't need the evidence.
Mo ba mu de mu che bi.
That's the evidence.
Miscarriage no. Who need empathy bia because we power.
Me say.
Into who power. Who need empathy bia because you are in power.
Me say ye no.
On famoja mbe chere one sir.
Me say ye no ko hospital.
On famoja mbe chere one sir.
Me bi sha.
Oh.
Ye no.
On be say emre ni nka.
Me say ye no ko hospital ana.
Oh. So me senior brother o kasa
ye no oni afenyo markets ekotransi enumbie
eno chese na ye nya miscarriage
omoko party headquarters
ekonumbie
oho
da be na bie
ono ba bie na
no that's not true no it's not true and no crazy and you true and you false
say
honorable afenyo market the minority the ankotena party officer numbie is false. You don't have any evidence to that.
Doesn't mean that
there was no beard there present in that video.
That has been.
One go hospital. Uncle Henry here when you miscarriage. So, it's in trouble be wa who dia. Me papa na asem. Ditu echi because I will call anyone. Now ditu anyone abekwa akoto. The MPP for allow us to run this country. Because you've just been there before.
Okay.
Won't so move free or no? Won't the giant? Want to me is he above the law? Is want to be above the law? Or your papa saying any other Ghanaian?
What you put it wasn't law. It's kidnap. It wasn't law. It's kidnap. What happened to me was kidnap. It wasn't law. It was kidnap.
A kidnapping. It wasn't law. You should talk against that. It was kidnapping. That wasn't law.
Miracle. That's why you don't tell him.
It's heartbreaking.
No, for you.
Where is empathy? What happened to empathy? What happened to humanity?
Don't tell him what to say.
Don't what happened to humanity?
Don't gaslight him.
Musubayo.
Yo.
This is you.
Yo.
Mikai. Madam Fubi, your friend Osman.
Yate.
Osman, contractor. A road contractor. Onam kanda kwan we so ene e cross no ne Land Cruiser ya se ne Land Cruiser na ya bind dia ene de no call yoko mi na me ko yi no
enya de papa yenjai sa so bind na ye
mi na me ko yi no it will ka kidnapping na you see just don't just talk
into a year. Do
you understand? Don't just talk. It was far worse than this. This one is law.
Kidnapping.
And none of me kidnapping. Yours was kidnapping. This one is not.
It is kidnapping. Have you seen the video?
Miracle, the back and forth is not helping.
Yeah, it's true.
Kidnapping. Kidnapping. You kochi nipa wo your friends at police headquarters. If you want to kidnap somebody, police headquarters.
Oh, you see, you don't even know.
Free CID headquarters. NHIA report in Nya and OPF CID headquarters now you say no. That's what his aide said.
Yeah, police headquarters.
You see, all these things you are saying is based on what one person's report is. And for me, that is the disgusting part of for me. So disgusting for me. It's like for the past 24 hours, or only version. And
because the state hasn't spoken.
Yes, so why don't we look for that information from the state before we start drawing such conclusions? And making things look as if one person's report, the same person say the bomb and the befano. Obi, please, let's stop behaving this way. Let's stop behaving this way. Yeah, civilized government.
You're not. You are
very civilized. Yeah, MPP government too. The past one, for that matter. The past MPP government. The way Omo handle Nipa 222 Crawford 8 in an election. You see there. Who how who the culprits were. Yeah, the 7 people were shot. Yeah, Kumasi. Nipa 7, besine wamune yachi obusa omune kunsa nipa 7. This is a government abu free abemu, and you are the ones coming to pontificate some righteousness. Continue. Coming to pontificate righteousness over who?
Continue.
Yeah, man, was a chance no.
Montuaso. Now then I said when they na muntu me here. Edamase.
Obi, please.
Miracles.
Na okasho benim.
Stop it.
Me patro manenkasa Miracles. Why kakra ye manenkasa? Why? Osaye unu penny ekua pemni brother manenkasa.
Sorry.
I'm for say and a political persecution. And because you who saw by a regional chairman who say we're free national chairman. Greater Accra, one regional chairman. I go home. Police are chasing. Eastern region, one chairman.
Chairman. Oh, former regional secretary, no. Jeff Kunedu.
Yeah. Obia Kocheno. Nothing region. Move chairman. Where is the political persecution coming from? I don't know. Bisa say. Between Papa no design, Chairman national chairman,
yes,
Stephen Intim, any to me. Say you say you pay a political figure on the other side, Achina. I can find a way with.
I what are you saying? Mondo mo fa ho ben, mo mutu we mu nim sa niam we. Sorry. Analogy ya me yemfa because adenta kumi member with no portfolio analogy no man yemfa
na say nya na obekere na asema won ka
oh say edin komo na
dey enya nkomo o ye na analysis
on boka fra
me sorry on about to aso enti yeah wontumi na woka Stephen Intim
Obi say sa you one control
apologize
one control
we me bi
Wednesday Ube Sisan Pan.
You will not come and make that statement. You did the same to me. Oh, because you are going to 1 minute. You did the same to me.
Alliance.
In fact, this tactics will not work.
But at least keep quiet and let him finish.
No, but you shouldn't give this. Why are you warning on somebody's TV station,
quiet.
somebody's radio station? What my threat? You are giving threat on somebody's station.
Man, the class captain.
Media man, but you can't be giving threat on somebody's radio
That's
station.
well noted.
It's unfair.
Edukrom Alliance. Maybe I'm about to also meet you. Miracles, please.
No, the last. No, but why are you issuing threats? Why are you issuing threats?
I'm not going to talk.
Miracles. Mawenya the last time. Let him flow and finish. Honorable Kwejedu Asare. Now what do Chairman Stephen and Tim Mientio?
So, it is Sabi Kasa, you know, now political. Now, we are opponent, man. Which opponent? We whipped you in an election. Pasa. It was your opponent at this point. For parliament. You who will sell powder. Ya decided say mamu a bit of space for you to, you know, vent more noise around. Otherwise, you can use our numbers to do whatever we like in parliament. That is how bad you guys are composed around this country. You lost 41%. Was it 38?
Why are you nodding to falsehood on your platform? Why?
41%.
Aye. 7. Why are you nodding to 41%? 41%.
Papa, where was he?
41.7%.
41.7%. Oh, no, miracle.
Oh, near day. You near day.
If I was 47.
Wow.
No, is your program not factual? What are you talking about?
Okay, 41.7.
Wow.
The money is carry. I say, oh,
that's it. 41.7. Noted. Honorable Kwejedu, I say 41.7.
Oh,
running the upgrade, maybe 42.
41.7.
Just say Obi. Where are some I can? Wait, 41 points. We can 41. 4.7 number. Where are some I can? I would with this 7 and Casa Crab account. I'll add 7. 41 plus 7. 48. And also crowd war opposition. So stop making this noise. Wow. You know, we have the biggest consolidation of Ghanaians' confidence in the NDC. And we are ready to serve them in dignity and with respect. Some of these infractions and whatever, say a big crowd bar, and in this case, I'm not saying it's a BBA bar, because maybe so we a lawyer. To me, Bissau say, ni see anyenye bia etia embra of be efabia na kana mintie. Unfortunately, ye ni any official statement bia me no mienu ebetimi discuss ya ebegyina so e dia ye. What this guy alleged is what we have held on since last time. Yesterday we interview now on any year the scene. And then he added this bomb thing earlier today. Wow. So you can tell, said people just want to sensationalize the issue. And we are over Yoko area where they say they who what they wanted to do there. Nipa ishe inside. Na mushi abujo abonti en shitai. Na ye den. And when be ma ye
shitai.
Well, who say Jabini are there? You are because a tie you say a janka so said you I don't know. But okay, all I'm saying is that Yachino.
Okay.
Musia Mradia, ne lawyer or say lawyers in Sudia, na muma lawyers no any India tree. Na in same you why your church mumani year, not lawyers no actually. Only ne casa or catch us say, oh, and the appear could be crajam in chair. I was hoping Senka. Ubeka send your mamine and a lawyer.
Only and the Casa earlier and
right, because I thought say and this version would have be more credible, than to just take this sensational perspective from this guy. I said, yeah, he just wants to stoke on all Papa na Ayachin and Ankasano. He started it about 4 days ago. Obiambreo, and now, you know, that hysterical, or the frefre MPP. Unfortunately, his party people did not respond. We can count them on your two hands. Apart from party executives, and when you listen to commentaries around that, people are angry. Ukonya usika wa mfabia mreye, ukonya asemwa. O frefre yese ye meyeden. What you say? I agree with your friend saying miracles. Say asem no eyede say court na che nia boni obi edi.
Yes.
But before a court be do court no so say etimi hwehwe nsem ni bi mo. Na yetumi hu ba bi ebida. Me no mienu ye nim charger yoku ediabo a friend saying wound to me. But for you to sit in this room and assume say because of hallmark one bia Yaman road construction contractor on ye and hunti and ayechinity, you are giving false information out there. As if you've cited a charge sheet. You haven't. So whom are you misleading? Whom are you misleading? Yachi obia, you say how many days? Ena, as I say, you fed the man 48 hours now. So.
I also you're shedding a court.
I sworn now. That's the question I'm asking.
No.
So what is this in Kikem? Quick, you know. At the end, coin for. You know, please.
Mate.
Me pese ye tie ho say. Baby, I do as a country, you know. We've come a long way. And there is the God factor. Bibi wo mamu ha. I remember I said Kabila started 2 scriptures.
Yeah.
Can a friend saying
Romans,
there be papa no na or 2 years.
Francis Martin Francis Poku
the Constitution.
Yes.
In the name of Almighty God,
yes.
We the people.
Right. Some of us we God we believe say it is not just words. What I say, and that God has a certain love for the country Ghana.
Okay.
It is a bon paye at the master God now. Otie. And I believe, sir, over the years, people have prayed. Hey, dabena ye mai enyema mu begu guama yen kakra. Dabena ye CD, the dollar, be ye ya kakra mayen. Dabena petrol bo be ba from. Haven't we prayed this prayer?
Na answer no nyamedi ama yen sisi a.
Haven't we prayed this prayer? And now that the answers are coming, the NPP, as usual. Oh, ebesako sro. Oh, munchan kakra. Oh, we yendi na watching yensa. Ebesako sro. Na tase nyankopon pese oye no. Okra mo mpe.
Ombezo mo sinya me kwan.
Yes.
Honorable Kojedu Asare mame na se omre no eko. Dr. James Kwabena Bonfe me pacho bremo ene for mo amunim no the Black Stars of Ghana participate in 4 Nations Unity Cup in London in ena ye bie tournament no ano Ghana Black Stars ene say again run almost start but Ghana first match ene right into Ghana and Nigeria bo ene ewa London. Yeah, the live commentary be bremo 7 p.m. right 6:45 very well. Yeah, the live commentary be bremo at 6:45 p.m. pepepe. The doctor me patcho me into
well Obi Mathieu Minano on this issue. I say Minua Kwajo nneɛma bi wɔ no mu a ɛni sɛ ɛkɔ so wɔ yɛ amanyɔsɛm mu yɛadamfo yɛnnua the honorable chief of staff
Yes.
ni de ya wo kan yi ɛnyɛ ni de mu na wo kan yi yɛde yɛ no no ɛnyɛ ni de so nti sɛ yampa sɛ de wo si kan yi na ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛde yɛ no no ade nti na sɛ yɛde yɛ obi nɛ
Kabila
me pa cho
kasa ye no tie me ye Mr. O men fama no si bone man kasa ne yɛde yɛ no ɛnyɛ wo Nisi yanti obiano because he faced the law.
Very well.
That is all I'm trying to say. Man kasa enye.
Okay.
Wan koye dede asan koye dede say yachi na atumu and now obi de no. That is what I'm saying.
The impression I got was that we say your manu kotene dem. Obia misa no hwe anwumre. For me the say yes, we listen to interpretive lenses.
Yes.
What I gleaned from it was that it wasn't a pleasant experience. Now, so what even if we will say okay, I find it not okay.
Okay, I see.
I find that not okay. You see, Obi, make us say the kaka ya kenkan ne mpanimfo ya tie wono mu a wo mo nimde ene wo mu dwuma eso ani wo eye bambo nsemu ne ade no sabi bambo adwuma die no ana adwuma ye no enye hunahuna o ne wo mu ye to a very large extent enye hunahuna ye be trust to me bi wo ho beyond that what else ye chiwe to 48 hours na dentia o man no mra ye de limit to say untimi detain obi beyond 48 hours about police for sometimes no mutimi detain obi weekends ama supreme court ama ka say weekend cry account ka ho anso ni na chi no enya ni nyina na edi so me no the American nyina say you see so obi aye bone na ye di akiri ahweboni na akira kwan na ya prepare charges against the person. Isn't it a worry? Say the senior minister say you need official statement from the state security on this matter in the midst of all the noise that have gone on. Margaret Thatcher,
do we owe anybody that information?
Yes.
Who?
In a democracy, the people of this country.
Adamu echi omo wo kwan so o maye bone What is this? Is it because he is Tamaru to me?
Please. Oh, I am not talking. I'm not talking about the individual here. I'm talking about the issue of security, intelligence, and governance.
Oh, please.
The issue of security, intelligence, or governance.
And then you determine when they should come and talk to us. You determine that.
But if that doesn't happen, people will run with what you call rumors.
People will run with what? So and what will the rumor do?
Very well. Let him finish. Yes, Doc, Twaso.
Yeah. Amamu e adwentiro. Nyansa ni ba ko foti. Ba bibia ye kan amamu a ehotem. Nkitahudie edimu akotene pa. Information, communication. Margaret Thatcher okan Friday bi ena ayi mami adwaje yeboa. I try article be with the gist, the daily gist newspaper. And the you know the oxygen of publicity. You say ma mframa fa bibi ho a na it gets healing. Again, Martin Luther King Jr. signed a letter from Birmingham jail. No, can't say one more. Or say expose wrongs, you know, to the oxygen of publicity. A boil in the armpit, if it is not exposed to the natural medicines of sunlight and air, it creates a problem for you. So what I say, whatever the suspicions are, whatever the challenges are, police are chinipano, and our police are inviting for investigation. Yeah, investigation, ya money bail. We see from police station one more. You see, you could swab a grip on. Yeah, this higher way beyond. Yeah, this higher me and you me dead. And to make a set here. And I don't care, it is wound to me. What I care about that is that it's a Ghanaian.
Been breached, even if no law has been breached.
What do you mean by no law has been breached?
What is the law that has been breached?
No, but what law permits that? That you can continue to engage in holding an individual within government under the pretext say you think that can stand the test of law? No.
I mean, you're free. People court Emma the next court premise. What are you saying?
Hold on. You see, please. There are cases. There are cases.
Oh,
Yache and Crawford are paying Amma in their quest for justice. Judge a court decided say, "Yeah, intimate chichin Crawford and Janus and Chenus are." There are decisions like that. That's why I make an
only last 2 weeks. I'll bet a do one. Huh? It happened.
But allow them to finish.
Oh, be time in this shot. It is a young Fabian.
You see, this is stop. It's intolerance. Stop that. That means intolerance.
I understand.
Kojo, you and I, we go way back. I know you. I know your heart. That's not something you endorse.
Who said so?
I am telling you.
It's not true.
The Kojo I know.
No.
So what's the they are fine.
Me say fine.
Now what's the so they are.
But me a principle.
Me say any day, any denial of somebody's liberty under the pretext say you fight it wrong.
Yeah.
When we have not even concluded on exact wrong, you see it's a worry to me.
Okay.
Because the MSR innocently, me, I have been put in cells before. In 1998.
That's a lot.
2001, yes. That my student politics, Teacher Training Association of Ghana, Achaku, Madina Police Station. I can't some baby on more. My back was some kahubi. And a man be Casa de Wemi see Casana. I did idea why I know then. Find your be. Me say, hey, boy, Bernard Chibosiako, Nebon any day.
For now, we don't know.
Good. We don't even know.
Yeah, see, I did not charge no. By Yoko, the
but the Yoko, any CID for an iron, and may a topical issue. Emma Minum, you know, a bear topic. I would say, yeah, discuss.
Because he's a politician.
It's not because he's a funny politician, not to change. Don't you think, say, police, Yoko, the police phoning, and they owe it to us as citizens under this constitution? Some be brief for mine.
Yes. To be fair to the police, they have done that. Omo issue official statement
explaining
the charges.
Yoko swear
that they've not.
And they are still holding him. Yeah, Omo to me, you're pointing with the mouth. Me, I even have an issue with the establishment of that entity called Yoko. Maka Wahamo Pay. And my position is on grounds of law. Menyanya Kukodron Franco Supreme Court.
Yes.
But that's another matter. And I can continue advancing my point. Duplication. So that's here. But young fellow don't dealing with the substance. For me, to me, anyone where Casaman only at this union is so careful. Because come on, some now who can and now come on trust one. Every man I time. A bini de Kojo can say or mobile no mukuta bombs. Me try to say bomb. Now bomb no who bomb now that who that know that's you dramatizing sensationalism yen fan kasem the tibia no
mukra bomb e manenka
obi oni bomb obi the tibia no so be a intention, and that for me is my position. And fan ho ni nipa ko nipa no ye ese say ye de ne famra kwan so namra et say insonyu efa nipa o enye so hye enye gidigidi so enye say ye ayi macho sam ya chew ye be chew to me ni ade ube wi ase no woni say nkrofo ho no a sad na me kan wo si entiam ya chew mo ba hata wo mo akonya a judgment against the state. Say kwanya fa so chi wo mo kwanya fa so prosecute wo mo kwanya fa so ko de wo mo ko jina sendi bia ye tietia wo mo fa hodi esunti wo mo winning cases against the state, many of them at the human rights court. Enti asama ye ka no kodo se e ho kire a o ma sika menu mienu nyina de bi kwakotua wo enya wo nkwa wo de bi kwakotua enti me ka ma so me nka bi me nua na e fa me hu bi na akwakoye benadantwi bosi akwa o kire betumi aye me na kire de me a na me yende e bi ono de oye party bi chairman na ai okan mu nkrofo ai party no mpanifo na me amini amanyuko bi aso me so e wo kwajo na onko abeba ho eni se na wo ka se mini no baba na wo ka se sade na omu ye wu ni se ye mra kwan so yi na no baba no
say wo shedam ne ma unsu al I be fan saas ya mo na ya ma unsu
obi me ba sam no me pese me de ne ma mi no botofa na no kwesiada na ye African Union Day na Ghana enam modern boy ye mampani odi kan ene ye man yi se di sitie ne kofa bai kwa men kroma o kan sembi se bra ye duru mu no ye hia abibre mu ba fufuru bi potokasa mo say Africa needs a new type of citizen, a dedicated, modest, honest and informed man. Mike Wakayo. A man who submerges self in service to nation and mankind. A man who abhors greed and detests vanity. A new type of man whose humility is his strength and whose integrity is his greatness. Na sabrina mu emse mfie kakra ne dentemu March 6 1957 Duchess of Kent obe kan Queen Elizabeth speech at the Maye in the grant of independence in Sanyama. The second day motion accepted Prime Minister and a motion to accept the speech in the House of Records at the Parliament. The second day Professor Kofi Abri-Fabuzia also can be Obi, and it is instructive to read that too. Or say, our own countrymen will expect better and higher standards of living. On us will be focused the hopes of many well-wishers throughout the world for some notable contribution from us to mankind's common and ever-increasing heritage built up in the effort to improve and enrich our human life, or to gain wisdom and understanding for peaceful coexistence in an international community. These are high expectations, but we cannot escape them. It is our prayer that all of us in this country, whatever our work or station in life, may rise to the requisite discipline, integrity, and service without which these expectations will never be fulfilled. Obi, asem no to for bo nyina ne say ye nyina be kai say ye oman Ghana ma.
Yes.
Ye wo nyame bia ye dan no kojo ka asem bi, the spiritual factor, the providence factor, nyame tumidie bi honhon kronkron bi akwankyere bi ye be kai ne ahunu say o yonko da ne wo da na men kai da bi na men kai wo kina ye be hwe yi na Ghana nyame hyiraye abro atimodin baye adufure pe nya hanta ne dwa tantantan sikapa ye ntimi nie ene eseye na nya sa wiase nyina nyame bo ade ye ne ye hye wiase nyina mfifi.
Very instructive.
You think it's for nothing?
Very well. Doc, unfortunately, I have to end with you here. Sports team, no, I crowd, the more call London, 4-Nation Unity Cup, and Ghana, and Nigeria, and Airball. Kobe Stone, I am ready. At the live commentary, Airbrain, all the way from London. Suma Obi.